Greetings everybody and welcome back to Wager Talk TV. I'm Pavlos Laguretos here to break down the match between Botafogo and Seattle Sounders in the Club World Cup on Sunday. But before that, we're running a nice promo for the entire competition for the Club World Cup. We have a special offer. You can get the entire tournament for just $129. Regular price is $199, so we slashed that by $70. You get every play and every prop and every future and every 5% release for the rest of this tournament. But if you want to extend, because we have the Gold Cup that's running at the same time, we got MLS, we got a whole bunch of soccer going on in the summer months. Reminder that we made 108 units in summer of 2024, 107 units in the summer of 2023, currently up 11 units in June of 2025. Looking to do it again. You can join us at Wager Talk at wt.buzz/pl. You can get 90 days of soccer for just $349. Regular price is $499. And again, you get all plays from all competitions, and that will get you to the start of the European season with EPL, La Liga, Bundesliga, all the big leagues, Copa Libertadores, Copa Sudamericana, everything. You can just find that it's just under $4 per day for 90 days of soccer. Action every day across all competitions. There's like at least 10 of them. So you can find all of this at wt.buzz/pl, where I have a 4% best bet loaded for Saturday in the Gold Cup. We're currently on a 13-4 run in the last 2 months in 4% releases, plus 34 units, and also good long term with a 64% win rate since December, 44-25 for plus 58 units. Everything is at wt.buzz/pl. The rest of my free plays, and I have a bunch of them both in written form and in video format. I'm just covering everything this summer. Now onwards to our free play. Brazilian side Botafogo versus the Seattle Sounders. Now this is a tough one. Botafogo, they're minus 125 favorites here. The draw is at plus 283. Seattle are plus 300 underdogs with the DAZN spread set at 0.5 goals, essentially a double chance. And the DAZN total set at 2.5 goals. Now this match is played at the Lumen field in Seattle, the Sounders' home ground, which will be renamed to Seattle Stadium, I believe, for this competition, because FIFA do not allow corporate branding on the stadiums unless they're affiliated with FIFA. So as I said in my previous video, for the opener between Inter Miami and Al Ahly, stadiums like this one that have turf will change the pitch to an experimental, artificial grass and natural grass that has been developing for quite some time now. That will surely affect how teams play, how the players recover, even how the ball bounces off the pitch. So it's really anybody's guess as to how it will affect the game. We're entering uncharted territory here. So proceed with caution. Now, as for group futures, PSG are the big favorites to win the group. Group B at minus 140, Atletico Madrid at plus 150, Botafogo at plus 1,000, and Seattle are at plus 2,000. To qualify from this group, PSG are at minus 400, Atletico Madrid are at minus 230, Botafogo are at plus 140, and Seattle are at plus 350 to qualify from this group. Now, Botafogo, very tight team. They have the most unders in the Brazilian league so far, with 8-3 to the under 2.5 goals, average of just 1.9 goals per match. Scored 14 goals, conceded 7 in 11 matches. So this is a very tight team. On the road, perfect 6-0 to the under 2.5 goals with an average of just 0.7 goals per match. Scoring just 1 and conceding 3 goals in 6 matches so far. International matches for Botafogo in the Copa Libertadores, also very leaning to the under, 4-2 to the under 2.5 goals, regardless of venue, and 2-1 to the under 2.5 goals on the road. So one of the strongest teams out of Brazil in recent years. They play mad defense, and they don't usually score a lot of goals. They go for essence, not for show. So this is a very tight team, doesn't concede a lot, doesn't score a lot. Now Seattle, they're 9-9 to the under 2.5 goals with an average of 2.8 goals per match, scored 25, conceded 25 in 18 matches. At home, they're 3-5 to the under 2.5 goals, average of 3.3 goals per match, scored 18 and conceded 8. Now from a statistical perspective, Seattle, they tend to be tight in matches where they play against good teams, unless it's a big rivalry like against LAFC, where we saw a 5-2 win for Seattle, and they also lost 4-0 on the road. But against anybody else, they tend to be tight at the back, not scoring that much up front, unless it's a team with bad defense, or unless there's an early goal in that match or whatever. But Seattle, they tend to be also very careful. And their offense, they've had some problems like they always do, because as I said before, Seattle, they have turf in their home ground in Seattle, because of the weather. You can't really grow good grass there and keep it well maintained. So when you play on turf, the chances of injury go up a lot. And if you've been watching me for quite some time, I've mentioned it on quite a few occasions. That's one of the main reasons why Seattle have had so many injuries, to ankle ligaments, to knee ligaments and whatnot. Now, Jesus Ferreira, whom they just got from FC Dallas, is coming off an injury. He looks okay, but you can never know with these injuries. Morris has been out for a while. It's not exactly a well-oiled offense, but defense is always good. Maybe they get exposed sometimes. But on a different note, Seattle, they were seen, the Seattle players were seen wearing jerseys, demanding equal pay from this competition's rewards. I did a lot of reading on what happened, what are they asking, why are they mad. I'm not gonna get into it, but long story short, they're just demanding more money from the prize pool. And that infuriated the majority stakeholder, who, based on numerous results from the Sounders organization, from inside the insiders, he went into the locker room and just started blasting everybody. All hell broke loose. He was shouting profanities against everybody. So it's really not something that you want coming into a major competition like this. And since that happened, which happened I think in early June, it was either I think the 1st of June or the day prior, Seattle, they lost back-to-back matches, 2-3 at home against Minnesota United and 3-0 against Cascadia rivals Vancouver, who, by the way, they lost 3-0. Vancouver were seriously depleted in that match, because there was I think 10 players missing on international duty, and whoever was actually available, Vancouver were coming off devastating, I should say, loss in the CONCACAF Champions League final. They lost 5-0, and on the trip back, everybody got poisoned. They got food poisoning. So essentially, the Sounders lost to a depleted Vancouver side. It wasn't even their B side; it was their third team. So that was probably due to the fact that that happened with the majority stakeholder. Not something that you want again when you're coming into a major competition. I don't know how the Sounders will approach this match and the competition altogether. Everything is open in this group. One thing's for certain, we will see very entertaining matches with with PSG and Atletico Madrid, although it must be said that PSG's players, they've been playing in the Nations League, they've been playing in the Champions League final up until, I don't know, 2 weeks ago. So but even so, they do have deep rosters. I think we'll see a very, very interesting group. As for this match, I'm leaning to the under 2.25 goals. Botafogo tend to be really, really tight. They keep clean sheets against better teams than the Sounders. I wouldn't be surprised if the Sounders didn't score at all in this occasion. And even more so on the road, this Botafogo side, they're really, really, really defensively. So it all comes down to how Seattle will approach this match, and again, and the competition altogether. So leaning to the under 2.25 goals, minus 106. That's a split line between the under 2 and the under 2.5 goals. We essentially get a full payout betting on the under 2.25 goals, 2.25. We get a full payout if there's 0 or 1 goals in the match. We get half a payout and half a push if there are exactly 2 goals, and we only lose the entire stake if there are 3 goals or more. So this play is very close to making my card on Sunday, but I will have to do some more reading on Friday and Saturday before reaching my final decision, because again, I don't know how the Sounders will approach this competition, and I really want to give you guys the best bets that I possibly can. So if you like my breakdowns, there's more at my page, wt.buzz/pl. Subscribe to our channel because we're going to be doing this every single day for the next month. We're going to cover basically all the big games in the Club World Cup and the Gold Cup. I've already done, I think, 3 or 4 videos for these competitions. You can find those at Wager Talks channel. So subscribing means that, and also hit the bell means that whenever we put out a new video, you'll be notified. You won't miss any information because we do a lot of digging in these matches, and a like and a subscribe and a comment will really help me and the channel grow and reach new audiences, and of course will make you better bettors, I hope. So reminder that we have a 4% best bet loaded for Saturday in the Gold Cup. We have a bunch of futures loaded. Most of them are 3%, some of them are 2%. Big numbers as well. We got plus 1100s, we got plus 500s, we got all kinds of futures loaded at the page right now. So if you take that promo for the Club World Cup, you'll get access to all of this now, and you have to bet this now because the odds will change. So good luck and God bless.